Hey there, Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel. Here we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it to move our life forward in the most positive way possible. I really haven't been trying to get into anybody's energy, but as soon as I started thinking about you, my whole body started itching. Like something's really annoying you and agitating you and making you just a little bit crazy. But Spirit wants you to know they're right there. Okay, so deep breath. I can't breathe. Take a deep breath. Okay. So meanwhile, I do want to thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, for helping me to grow my channel. It's really important to me that if you can help me by leaving a comment, by hitting that thumbs up, by sharing my video, you help to grow my channel, which helps me to reach more people. My goal here is I really want to help as many people as possible. Okay. I knew there was another one. All right, so let's just see what's going on here. What's going on with your energy? Wow, I'm so itchy. I'm so itchy. Holy cow. All right. Ooh. All right. Interesting. Wow. Interesting. Okay. So, you are the Hermit. Withdrawing into yourself to either learn something or heal something or to get ready, or you're getting ready to launch a creative project. We just had that full moon in Aries that happened last week, and we also had the 10-10 gateway, which was that opportunity to really change your life and move things forward in a very productive way. And I think you're going to take advantage of it. I think you just a little time to yourself for healing, for researching, for learning stuff. Actually, Friday is a really good day to do some researching, and we are in the 12th house. We start out the week with the moon in your 12th house of what are you dreaming about, what are you wishing for, what are you hoping for, because it is a new project, and it's going to require a lot of communication, a lot of moving pieces, a lot of moving forward. So create a new project that's got a lot of energy behind it. When we have the 8 of Wands, it's like a lot of fast energy, like lots of things going on, lots of communication, lots of people involved, lots of things to pull together. It's still manageable, but it's a lot. And so if you're hanging out here up in this energy and you're getting ready to launch this project, resting up before you get started looks like a really good idea to me. So Monday, the moon is in Taurus. It gets there. Oh. Before I forget, I am going to do the love reading. I will timestamp it in case anyone doesn't want to hang around for the whole week part. But you should. Okay, so Monday, the moon is in Taurus. The moon is in Taurus, which is about finding that sense of responsibility. So you're looking at something. How can I be more efficient at it? How can I get a new system that works better? What is the product analysis that I need to do? How do I create efficiency around the situation, which it looks like you're really going to need. But look at this. You have awakening dreams. So there's pleasure and balance and beauty in this project, which sounds very creative, like you have a lot going on. This one was clinging to my hand, so we're going to pull this one too. Emotional protection. So if you needed to retreat into yourself to do a little healing on an emotional level, that would be part of finding the balance. Part of finding the pleasure and the beauty in the situation would be to count your blessings. Be in the now moment of where you are right now and see where that takes you. How do you feel? Create that sense of abundance through gratitude. That's going to come up later this week anyway, so you might as well start earlier in the week than later, right? On Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Oh, Tuesday, by the way. Tuesdays is like a really good energy day. So finding your balance that day might be a lot easier. And then on Wednesday night, the moon is going to move into your sign. And so that should be triggering some stuff. That should make you be, maybe very communicative and ready to launch this project and distilling the knowledge into wisdom and understanding and feeling proud of how resilient you are. There is something that you've overcome a lot of obstacles on, something that's required your resilience, and to feel proud of yourself for that, and maybe even toot your horn a little about it. Hey, my reputation here, I feel like your reputation is as an opportunity to really be intact about something, some aspect of the way you're handling something. And so it's okay to feel a little sense of pride. A little. have a lot of cards here. All right, so 2 things. This we have resilience, we have emotional protection, and when I read this first one, I thought it said healing wise counsel, but it actually says heed wise counsel, the elder. So listen to doctors if you've gone through something, if you are seeing a therapist, or your wise counsel can come from lots of places. Of course, that could come from me. But people in your life that you talk to and stuff. And the reason I think this is really important is because we also have healing. So emotional healing, physical healing, mental healing. So make sure that you're heeding the counsel of the wise people in your life. Pay attention to the ones that have the wisdom. So you're going to need to be discerning. Are you getting information and guidance from someone who has a secret agenda? Because we have look beneath the surface. So be careful of hidden agendas. And then we have wild, pure heart. And this is you standing in your integrity and you maintaining the highest level of decency and kindness and compassion you can have towards yourself and others during what looks like a kind of dicey time where you might, it says heed the wise counsel and not everything. So I feel like make sure you're paying attention to be discerning about what are you hearing. What are you hearing? Go within. Wise counsel also, I'm sorry, I just can't get comfortable because of your energy. I can't get comfortable. Don't know how you're managing. Okay, so this shows meditation and going within to find the answers. That would be wise counsel. Asking your higher self, asking spirit to guide you, spending time in meditation, opening up to the intuition flow. To figure this out. There feels like there's like stuff you don't really know or see, but you're being protected during this emotional protection. Okay, so it feels a little rocky. So, and doing research. Like on Friday, like really, what is beneath the surface? Who's telling you what, and how honest is it? Because that is a really good time for research in general. And with these cards here, I feel like it's an important time for you. 6:43 a.m. on Saturday, the moon is going to move into Cancer, and this is about really getting in touch with your intuition and feelings. You might be feeling a little oversensitive. You might be feeling a little insecure. This is in your house of what you value. So really what's important to you, what matters to you, showing the gratitude to the universe, counting your blessings becomes really important, believing and understanding that you are being protected during this time, but your emotions are going to they feel like they're going to be raw. And I feel like you have a new creative project on the road, so maybe you're just nervous about getting it off the ground, and maybe there's just a bunch of communication about this, and you just want to double check your facts and your figures and make sure that everything's coming together in the way you want it to, because with this awakening, the dream happening up here in your 12th house energy of hopes, goals, and dreams and wishes, I feel like there's something that you really want, something you want to go for, just then you want to get all your ducks in a row, it feels like. There's that to it, too. Okay. Yes, breathe, please. Breathe, meditation. Okay, so we have meditation here. We have breathe here. We have the seeking the wise counsel of elders. I really recommend over the weekends, create some space if you can't do it during every day of the week. At least on the weekends, set aside, get up a little later, go to bed a little earlier, find some quiet time in the middle of the day when the sun is shining on you. Find an opportunity to just breathe. It doesn't even actually, it could be meditation if you're someone who's really good at that. If you're not really comfortable with meditation, just sit down. Let the air out. And then pay attention. Look around. What do you see? What do you feel? What do you hear? And just drink in the beauty of the moment and just be really present to where you are. That can be a little mental vacation that can do a lot to help balance your emotions. So you have rutilated quartz. I feel like you just got this last week. I am grateful that my vital life force provides me with the energy and motivation to live life to the fullest. You have a lot going on here. You're going to need this energy. So I'm grateful that my vital life force provides me with the energy and motivation to live life to the fullest. Rutilated quartz, and you have emerald. Okay, so this project has a potential, I think, for financial success. I earn unlimited income doing what I love. I am successful in all of my pursuits. So, I earn unlimited income doing what I love. I am successful in all of my pursuits. Or something that I like to use that's a little simpler is I always have enough time, money, resources, and energy to accomplish everything that I'm trying to accomplish. To have and meet all of my desires and wishes. I always have enough time, money, energy, resources. Okay? You're welcome to use that. All right, we're going to go into the love portion now. It's 11:11. I just looked up. It said 11:11. Woo-hoo! All right, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to timestamp it so that anyone that wants to just skip ahead to it can. Although, if you have skipped ahead to it, you might want to go back and take a look because that was pretty interesting. All right, so here we go. I'm going to do the 9-card spread. If you've not seen my 9-card spread before, okay. If you've not seen my 9-card spread before, the center card, the one that really wanted to come out there, is the key to the situation. And then we're going to pull cards for past, present, and future, thoughts, feelings, and action. And I sign them all like a little Lenormand house to help me be able to drill down a little deeper into the messages. I am so itchy. Oh my gosh. All right, so in the past, there was a situation where you were trying to discern if it was for you or not, and you were anxious about the situation being fair and just. Wow, we don't even get to the key yet. Chatty, chatty, just like a Gemini. Okay, so the overall energy, you need a break. Yes, okay, so time for a nap. Again, we have the breathe, we have the meditation card of the hermit card, right? It's time to take a little step back from everything. The key to the situation is finding the serendipity within your heart. Understanding in your heart that things are happening in divine timing, in divine orchestration. You are co-creating with spirit, and you're like, that's not what I want. Well, maybe what you really want is that relationship that's amazing, and who you were with wasn't the right person. And that's why that happened, right? So serendipity, that's the universe working, conspiring together to with you to create what it is that you really desire in your heart. There is something you were really wondering about. Is it for you? Is it not for you? And the answer is probably not for you. And you were looking at what is fair and just, but you had a lot of anxiety over it. So maybe you were thinking about a legal situation that was creating anxiety, or maybe you were thinking about the behavior of someone or something about, this whole situation doesn't feel fair. And maybe this is in the deep past, and maybe there was a relationship that wasn't for you, but you've been thinking about it a lot lately, and you're still angry because it wasn't fair what happened to you. And I'm going to tell you, please release that and let that go, because that creates blockages in your heart that stops you from enjoying where you are right now. So maybe you need to give it a rest and actually let it go if it's still bothering you. But this looks like it's more of a current situation for many of you, because we have chaos and conflict on your mind. So while all this stuff is going down, everything feels very chaotic to you. You're thinking a lot about it, and good job. In the future, it says here and now. This is that meditation. This is that now present moment. This is that breathing. This is that saying, okay, but this is where I'm at. This is accepting. This is where I am now. Not looking too far to the past, not looking too far to the future. Being right where you are right now. What happened, happened. Not much can change the past, right? You can't change the past. You learn lessons from the past. You can adjust your attitude and behaviors in the present in order to influence the future. And so in the middle of this chaos and conflict, taking the time out to breathe, resting, taking the nap, it allows you to become more centered. It allows you to be right where you are right now, which is how we should all be trying to live. In the future, in your heart space, you buy the book. I think that it's really important that you follow the social norms in order to find the person that you want. If you are doing things that are underhanded, sneaky, not in line with the rules and the regulations of society around you, it could be your family, it could be maybe you're not supposed to date coworkers, maybe you cheated on your spouse, maybe your spouse cheated on you, I don't know. Whatever this is, in order to get everything to level out in the future, I think you're going to be very focused on doing things in a way that you believe is by the book. Whether or not it's by the book or not is up possibly for discussion. It's going to be what you feel is right. I think that in the future, your key to happiness is going to be following your moral code in relationships. So if you've been in a relationship that had some components to it that just weren't quite okay, I think in the future you're going to steer away from that. In the recent past, the obstacle was going the distance. You couldn't. This really looks like a situation that just wasn't for you. You couldn't go the distance. You couldn't climb the mountain. And everything feels a little chaotic, and you're just trying to find some peace right here, and here you are. You are moving out of the grayness into the blue. You are leaving this energy behind you that was not so great. So if this isn't the deep past, if this, or not even that deep, maybe a long time relationship that has undergone a recent breakup, or this feels very past. Don't know why you're so chaotic up here. This could be new, or it could just be all dredged up with all that. Oh, I know why. Okay, so, because I keep hearing deep past in my head, but I'm thinking, so some people it's going on now, some people it's deep past. If it is deep past, it's because we've had all of these planets going through Libra, which is all about relationships, coming into a square aspect with Saturn over in Capricorn, which is about rules and regulations and limits. And they have been just bumping one after the other into the square, dragging up right there with Pluto right over there too. So they're running into Pluto, which is about deep transformation, death, and rebirth. It's about the seedy underside of the world being things breaking down so that they can grow better, newer, but there's that going deep. And in order to go through all that, in order to come out the other side, in order to come out of the dark into the light, maybe you've been in your head, because this is up in the head more than it is here, because this looks pretty steady, right? Serendipity looks pretty steady. It's like you're like, no, I know things are okay, but I think up in your head there might be a lot of conflict going on. You're thinking about a situation in the past that didn't work out for you. And when you focus on where you are right now, this will ease up. But I think that while you're here, it's been all this energy of these planets making you look at something you didn't want to look at, review something you didn't want to review. But in the process of doing that, because Pluto is there, because Saturn is there with the limits and the death and the rebirth, maybe you could finally release it and let it go. If you choose to. Step out of the gray into the blue. You have TikTok. All right. Go into the book on that one. Because we have Here Now and we have TikTok and it's doing things by the book, and I just feel like I want a little bit of guidance on exactly what that is, but I think it means you're in the right place at the right time. Love, the fulfillment of desire, and even the body's reproductive cycles have their own timetable. Some things are preordained and cannot be coerced. Everything has its season. Divine and appropriate timing, especially when it comes to matter of the heart. Remember that you always have enough time for love, to find it, to nurture it, to give it, and to receive it. Its clock is eternal and ticks according to the beating of your heart in perfect rhythm Isn't it wonderful to know love is always right on time? So, if you're thinking it's never coming, again, divine timing. Rest and relax. Let this go. If you've had trouble releasing negative energy from the past, relax. You need to work through something, but now you're stepping toward this. There's divine timing at work here. There is divine timing at work. And so the situation is as it should be, even though up in your head you're like, yeah, okay, right? It doesn't feel that way. Alright, a little bit of guidance on this headspace. Crown chakra. This is listening, opening up, and really paying attention. That's that meditation again. We're back to the meditation, right? That's the Hermit card. That's the time for a nap. That's the breathe. Oh, and your darkest fears. Oh my gosh. That's a 9. Like the Hermit's the 9 in the major arcana. This echoes it. This is get out of your head. Get into the here and now. Fears are your imagination. Overactive imagination. Who said it? Oh my God, I just heard nothing to fear but fear itself. Is that MacArthur? I don't know. The only thing about fear is it's what your mind is conjuring up, what the possibilities are, and if you focus too much on them, you can actually bring them into reality. So instead, choose to think about the here and now, be where you are, allow the serendipity, allow yourself to think of yourself as stepping out of the dark into the light. Focus on that. Bring the light in, clear out this energy. If you need to, write down all your negative feelings and thoughts about the situation, and then burn them. Turn them over to spirit. Let it go. And you can do that any day of the week, anytime you want. And it actually really and truly works. I had a situation with one of my husbands that was really, really, really horrible. And I was talking to a friend, and we were on retreat, and she's like, oh, just write it down and we'll burn it. And I was like, yeah, that's not going to work. But I did. And it did. And like, within days, I couldn't remember what I was so angry about. You can actually do this. I have no idea what I was so upset about. It was only like 20 years ago, but you can do this. You can just release something, but I couldn't remember within days what the problem had been. Oh, okay. For those of you who are recently going through something, or in the past you had something that didn't last very long, it wasn't supposed to. It was supposed to be short term. And it was karmic. Like somebody came to teach you a lesson, and you gain knowledge and maturity from this. It says mature woman. That this is receptive energy. This is feminine energy. This is receiving the opportunity to learn the lesson and the maturity and the growth that came from it. The majority of you that are watching this are women. So this could possibly be that you just grew from it. If you're a male, though, I mean, I guess your karmic partner could have been a mature female, someone who's a little older than you. Or this is you receiving a sense of maturity and understanding what it is that you need to open your heart to actually receive. It was a lesson. A very, very karmic lesson. Oh, which is why it feels so chaotic, right? Allow yourself to let it go. All right, these cards right here are very practical advice. I am definitely reading from the book on these. They explain what you need to do to things that you can do to help your own self have the life that you want. Yeah, okay, so we have maturity and resolving conflict. We have the maturity, the lesson, and we have the chaos and conflict, right? So, and moving out of this. So, wow, Spirit is just making me itch so much with you guys today. Okay, let's see here. Maturity. You have drawn this card today because the universe wants you to experience real love, happiness, attractiveness, and security, not the false version that evaporates the minute you are on your own. Take some time to contemplate your emotional maturity, write down your feelings, or journal and meditate. And I say burn those little suckers, but it doesn't say that. Let your inner guidance show you where you can love, acknowledge, and support yourself more. Your beloved is there to complement and enhance existing emotional maturity and to add to your life, and for you to be an asset in theirs. The sooner you are prepared to take responsibility for your own happiness, the sooner a loving partner will become available to multiply the happiness. I just had this conversation with a client today. When you are ready to be able to give, then you will be able to receive. You need to do your work first. Okay. And no, not a Gemini, by the way. All right, so here we go. What do we have? Resolving conflict. Resolving conflict. Fear of not having our needs met. Fear of not having our needs met and the hurt we experience when our feelings are seemingly overlooked are the most common reasons for attacking another while defending ourselves. You have drawn this card today because healing your fear of any type of conflict will benefit the quality of your future and existing relationships. Being human means that you will occasionally experience conflict, whether you see yourself as the passive or the aggressive one, the victim or the perpetrator, it doesn't really matter which side you're on. It's dynamic and we all experience on occasion. So sometimes you are the victim, sometimes you are the perpetrator, sometimes you're passive about it, sometimes you're aggressive about it. We are all things. And even if in this lifetime you don't think it happens here, it may not be happening in this timeline in this lifetime. It might be happening in another one, or it may have happened in a previous lifetime. But we've all been all sides of every situation. And so when we find the ability to accept and nurture and love ourselves, even the parts that we don't like, which are often mirrored back and reflected to us by the people that we interact with, either for the positive or the negative, that's when we totally love and accept ourselves unconditionally, that we have like if you think of your heart as an emotional bucket, if you think of your heart as an emotional bucket, okay, you have this bucket, and if you don't love yourself, then there's holes in it, and you can't pour enough love into it, and neither can anyone else. But when you seal it up with that total unconditional love and acceptance of yourself and who you are, then it retains the emotional waters. Start with yours, that overflows, and then you can help fill other people, and it's kind of like a champagne pyramid, right? When you start pouring it in, it starts overflowing and filling up everyone. It cascades down into all areas and arenas of your life. But you got to fill up the top one first, and you can't do it if it's got a hole in it. Unconditional love and acceptance of yourself, all the parts of you, the light and the dark, that's how you get there. Love yourself. I just feel like I can't ever say that enough. Love yourself. You are a divine spark of creation. You are the God source wrapped in a human body. You were birthed here to learn these lessons, to love yourself unconditionally, and to spread the unconditional love to others. You can do this. I'm going to pull a card here to see what it is Spirit most wants you to know about the situation. Or I'm going to pull two, 3. Oh my gosh, you have a new beginning. You are moving out of the dark into the light. Things are happening in divine timing. Love yourself, okay? New beginning, a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. Let go of your fears. That's the only thing that's holding you back. Okay, so you have soulmate and my beloved. You have that soulmate relationship coming to you. It's a new adventure, okay? So you need to release the past. You need to let it go. You need to patch your bucket up. There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza, right? You need to mend your bucket. You need to seal it up with unconditional love and forgiveness. My beloved, though we may be My beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we are always united, for love transcends space and time. Nothing is missing. Nothing is missing. And soulmate, your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this, and they will manifest physically. It just takes you resolving the inner conflict in yourself, in you becoming emotionally, I don't want to use the word mature, but mature showed up here twice, but it's about you learning to love and accept yourself and be where you are right now, okay? Not too far to the past, not too far to the future. So the soulmate is coming, but divine timing is not on our time clock. I can't tell you it's coming in 6 months. I can't tell you it's coming in 6 years. It's coming when you are ready. It's coming when you are ready. You can do this. All right? All right. We will talk soon. You take care, Gemini. Love yourself, okay? Love yourself. That's where it all starts.